I'm here today with Cristina Rodriguez, Vice President of Network Edge Group at Intel, and Paul Miller, CTO at Wind River, and we're here at Mobile World Congress 2026. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'd like to ask you, Intel Xeon 6 brings major improvements in core density, memory bandwidth, and other areas. Can you say a little bit more about that for us?
Absolutely. We're very excited about our Xeon 6 SoC. We have, if you remember last year, we launched the Granite Rapids D, or that's the code name for Xeon 6 SoC. And at that point, we brought 42 cores with quite a bit of acceleration and other benefits and capabilities. We had, as I say, 42 cores. We had our VRAM boost, that acceleration for layer 1 processing for the most intensive, compute-intensive pieces of the layer 1 workload. We had integrated 200 gig of Ethernet ports. We had all the security that we have in our Xeon line, all the trust domain extensions, all the secure boot and just secure capabilities, the QAT acceleration pieces. And then also, very important and relevant these days, we had the AI built in. We have a what we call advanced matrix extension, which is very friendly to matrix operation, allows to do matrix operation in a very efficient way. So that was last year. This year, at the end of last year, we released the next wave of that. Now we have 72 cores. So that's quite a bit. All the same capabilities that I mentioned before, but now with 72 cores. So that gives us quite a bit of additional performance for our customers and the operators to do quite a bit of requirements on the chip, on the RAM.
Got it. And we've seen certainly across the entire globe, all of the operators that are looking at deploying Open RAN and vRAN have really been looking forward to Xeon 6 because the improvements that Cristina talks about are really critical to achieving cost efficiencies and the deployment goals that our service provider customers have. So we're very excited about its arrival in the market.
Very true.
Got it. Paul, maybe I can turn to you and ask you, where do you see the performance gains of Xeon 6, which in benchmarks have been up to 40%? How do you see those translating most clearly into workloads that run on the Wind River Cloud platform?
Yeah, there's a couple of interesting things. Of course, we've had a close relationship for many years, and we've discovered that the technology that's within Xeon 6 is allowing us to do a few things. And in particular, in the service provider radio access network market, there's been pressure on TCO because of the number of servers that are required. For example, if you have a low band 5G as well as the C-band 5G, you often require multiple servers to do that. So we expect Xeon 6 to have a massive impact on TCO and reduce the number of nodes required. The other thing is we sit here at Mobile World Congress 2026, all the rage at the show here is AI RAN and the introduction of AI as a technology. And it's really well timed that Intel's coming forward with this technology that enables both AI processing and the RAN processing on the same server platform. So as we begin to introduce AI applications, which I'm sure we'll talk more about here, that's really enabled by Xeon 6.
Cristina, maybe I can ask you to build on that. You know, how do you see Intel Xeon 6 and the Wind River Cloud platform combination helping operators consolidate workloads and reduce their infrastructure costs?
Great question, and it builds up on what Paul was saying. TCO obviously very important for the operators. Until we had Granite Rapids D, Xeon SoC D with 72 cores, the operators, in order for the operators to meet all the requirements, they had to deploy more than one server per site. What they can do now with the Xeon 6 SoC, 72 cores, is deploy one server per site. So imagine the amount of TCO that you can save by being able to do that. So it's very important, and you were saying this, the industry has been waiting for this. That this is here, we have it now, is ready to be deployed. It can take advantage of not only the capabilities that allow you to run the normal wireless stack, RAN stack, but also apply AI to it and bring AI workloads. And you can do it now. We have the technology today to apply AI and deploy AI in live networks today.
And you have to recognize that, we're obviously very experienced in the deployment of Open RAN globally. We have single deployments that have tens of thousands of servers. So think about the impact on TCO for what Christina has described. If you're able to reduce the CapEx requirements for the deployment, you actually also reduce the number of software licenses required. You reduce the operations burden for the permutations of devices that are in the network. So it's more than the impact of this technology introduction by Intel is wide-ranging. It has a massive impact on the operator's operational burden.
Is total cost of ownership.
Yes, total.
Truly.
Yes.
Yes.
I see, I understand. Maybe turn for a moment to the collaboration between Intel and Wind River with regards to the engineering effort. Paul, maybe I can ask you, how has that been this time between Intel and Wind River?
Yeah, so we've actually, as many people know, have a long-standing partnership with Intel for many, many years, dating well before even 2009. And we worked very closely together as vRAN was introduced as a technology. Our first deployment together at Verizon is kind of world famous, right? That partnership and the integration not only of the Intel Xeon family, but of the smart accelerators and NIC cards. And there's a lot of different Intel technology beyond just the processor platform used in Open RAN. And we were able to integrate all those capabilities directly in the cloud platform. So for example, in our cloud platform, we directly support the driver management for the Intel devices. This means the service provider doesn't need to independently manage that. So we have a very strong collaboration where our engineering teams have tightly integrated our solutions together, really for an optimal experience for our customer.
I couldn't have said it any better. We have a very long history of collaboration. I would say we have grown up together in this space, and we have learned together, and we have come up with really good technology together and really good outcome for our mutual customers.
And it's become the industry leading solution for Open RAN. So we have deployments in US. The first Open RAN deployment in Canada with TELUS is with Intel and Wind River. The first Open RAN deployment in the UK was with Vodafone with Intel and Wind River. And so it's really been a global success story as we built that technology together.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Let's turn now and look towards the future. And this is a question for both of you. Where do you see the biggest market opportunity for Intel Xeon 6 and Wind River Cloud Platform? And what kind of workloads, new workloads, do you see that combination making possible as we look forwards?
Yeah, so I start.
Yeah.
So first of all, we have everything we need to virtualize the network completely from core to RAN. The core is already there. We need to continue. We need to finish the job that we started as an industry of virtualizing the RAN, bringing a full software-defined network that allows you the flexibility, the agility, the economy of scale to bring future technology. So that for me is a step one, and we have the technology that we need, and we are on that journey. Then in addition to that, now we have the AI capabilities within that architecture. We can run quite a bit of AI inference. When you look at the RAN, you're not going to be training, you're not going to be doing AI training on the RAN. You're going to be doing AI inference. And we have the capability in our chips with that AI built in that I was mentioning in Xeon 6 SoC. We have the capability to do quite a bit of AI inference, either being on the radio algorithms, being forming channel estimation, link adaptation, all the things that make your spectrum more efficient. We can do all that. Those are very small models. We actually can do quite a bit of billion of parameters, but the type of models that are used in to improve the radio algorithm, they're very small. We can do that. The other side of it is, can you make the network more efficient in the infrastructure point of view? Things like power management. We can apply AI today to reduce the power consumption. We can do things like predictive maintenance. We can do all kind of automation and self-healing. So we have all these technologies and use cases that can be deployed today, ready to go. And I believe that's what we would see. We don't have to wait. We can do that right now. And I believe we will start seeing deployment in those areas with our technology.
We've seen all of this together. And in fact, one of our joint partners at this show, Samsung, has published a video demonstrating the Samsung RAN application running on Intel Xeon 6, powered by Wind River Cloud Platform, demonstrating publicly the performance they can achieve with the cell tower interfaces, the number of FTD and DDD sites that they run on that platform. It's transformational for the industry. It's extremely high performance, only enabled by Intel's Xeon 6 solution. And then AI, right? AI is obviously pervasive at the show. As Christina mentions, we can do this now, right? We've actually got running out on the show floor AI applications co-resident with RAN applications. We have, as she mentioned, RAN applications that are AI enabled. So things like dynamic beamforming and power saving, and the things that the RAN vendors are imagining are possibilities are now real, and they have a real impact to the service provider. As many of us know, 80% of operating a telco network is the power. So if we can do things to manipulate the radio dynamically using AI and the compute platform, it has an immediate benefit to the service provider's cost basis. So I think we'll see AI in operations as well, with agentic AI controlling these systems, again, powered by Intel Xeon 6. So as we look, everything from core to edge is going through a bit of a transformation here. Higher performance, better virtualization, and AI enablement, and that's really the future over the next few years.
Got it. Christina, Paul, it's been a pleasure talking to you here at Mobile World Congress 2026. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.